Hi everybody, it's Bridget Parvin and Doug Parvin for Serenity and Sobriety. Welcome to this week's episode. We decided that this week's episode would be on patience and the many forms that it comes in. First, I would like to welcome you new people who are joining us. We thank you, and I'll let you know what our format is. We choose a topic for the week, then we have questions and answers. We are on Instagram and we're on Facebook. And there's columns where in the comments where if you have any questions or would like any readings or any type of counseling, please put your things there. And we thank you for the returnees who are our tribe. We thank you very much for your love, encouragement, and support. During the week, you can find me on Facebook on How to Get Your Life, where I'm co-authoring a book with Doreen Virtue. It will be published by Hay House in 2018. And also you can find Doug and I on Facebook during the week under the title of Sober Lightworkers. We're over there, and we also have our personal author pages and professional pages under Doug Parvin, Bridget Parvin, and also on Instagram under Bridget Parvin, and our website if you would like to send us any prayer requests or get any private sessions. You can reach us at bridgetparvin.com over there, and Doug has all of his sound things over there. There's YouTube videos for meditation. Doug is a sound healer, and we also do yoga of recovery, so we offer many different things, and we have been sober and clean for 22 years. And so it's been our foundation for quite a while, and so we submerge ourselves in this work. So this week's topic is patience, and what happens with that in a society that wants instant gratification? Well, patience, it kind of gets you on edge. You want things instantaneously, you know, as far as any healing, as far as anything goes, recovery, as far as food comes along, everything's, you know, grab and go, drive-throughs. And really one of the biggest things that I've learned in my practice of well-being, anytime I have been set off balance or off course and got some help that I needed, anything nutritionally wise, I do practice Ayurveda, and so does my husband Doug. We truly are believers in it because it has greatly saved our lives more times than one with some situations. Doug is in remission with Lyme disease, and I am
Since 2006?
2006, and so that's quite a while. And I myself am a survivor and a thriver from late-stage melanoma cancer, and that's what led us on the journey in 2007. And so we do practice Ayurveda in our everyday lives, and every time I've kind of got off balance and started to lose footing again, every single person that I've worked with of my practitioners have always said, Bridget, make sure that you're eating from home. It's not grab and go, it's not eating out and all of that. Not saying that that's bad, but when you get busy and when that instant gratification, sometimes those are your answers of your go-to or grab to. Okay, so what that instant gratification is, this society is built on that. You know, instead of making things.
We're in the United States and California, so.
Yes, yes, so it is kind of that fast-paced life. And so with patience, when we want instant results, it's kind of like if you're baking a cake and take it out of the oven too soon, it's going to collapse. You don't have the whole structure of it. It's just, you have to have that patience and wait. And so knowing that I won't have the instant answer to all of my problems, that is where patience, you know, one day at a time really helps me be able to walk the path. And so with recovery or recovering, knowing that it is a process and it is a gentle healing process, it's kind of like this onion being peeled. When I think I'm done, something else pops up. And what I have learned is it's nothing new. People will say often, oh, this just showed up. It's like, no, it's just this is that time now to heal. It's like God has this, you've been protected, and in this, the time is divine for it to be brought to the surface so that could be healed. And so when I stop looking for instant relief, I am right on target, exactly where my higher power wants me to be. Just being in that moment, practicing the presence of God, and knowing that I'm right there in that pocket, right where my Creator would have me be. So even if I have dreams or goals and I'm still wondering possibly, when is it going to happen? It doesn't matter. It's none of my business. It's God's business. And all in God's time. If I take the action to do things on a daily basis to get me in that direction, to fulfill those goals, whether it be recovery, whether it be growing, or whatever is best for my own well-being, writing, anything, as long as I do a daily practice of going in that direction, I am right on spot. So this takes time. Building trust takes time. And change takes time. All of these things, growth takes time. And so there's no instant type of thing, and healing takes time. There are no immediate results. So recovery is a one day at a time process. And how do I do it? You may ask yourself. I ask myself that. How do I do it when I get overwhelmed with it? I do it by practicing prayer, practicing mantras, doing meditation, journaling, finding a tribe that's on the same walk and journey is doing that, finding a support group such as a 12-step group, some form of circles, church group meetings, meetups, yoga studios, going in temples, synagogues, just all of these beautiful things wherever people gather and uphold each other. There's a saying in the 12-step programs is when two or more gather, there is God. And so you don't need a whole lot of people. I would just be aware of if you're getting someone that co-signs with you and thinking you think that's bad, and listen to this one, kind of one-upping. That's not really in this solution. You would want to find somebody who is a person who is a safe person as a support of wanting your truly best, of kind of like a coach, wanting the best for you, like a good parent, like a good teacher. Find somebody who will be with you through the course of it for your soul growth. And if I'm improving my well-being through practicing any of the above of what I've mentioned, I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. So acceptance of myself is very important, of being comfortable underneath my own skin, having that confidence, having that self-esteem, of knowing who I am. In that takes patience also, that self-love. That takes the practice of saying no when you mean no, of saying yes to invitations that you want to go to. All of these things that keep you green and growing and bring you love and joy in your life. And it's not like there's rosy colored glasses where everything is just grand. What it is, because life is in session and life happens. There are the highs and lows, just like with, there are the valleys and there are the mountains. There's the lows and the peaks. So it's not ducking your head in the sand like an ostrich, like nothing is happening. It's just being aware and noticing what you can do. And when those valleys are there, it's going into prayer. It's going into inner reflection and seeing where you could be of love and service to somebody. So also, what if it is recognizing my own limitations, my flaws, and releasing them to my higher power. My Creator is the one who can remove them. And sometimes those flaws are used for the greater good of the whole. So those kind of things of being ambitious, having a good personality, having joy in your heart, and having all of those great attributes, and knowing and practicing them instead of other things that are opposing. So we all have imperfections. We all have
Perfectly
them.
imperfect.
Perfectly imperfect. That's the way we're designed. It's our thumbprint. We're just not getting away from that. It's the way we're wired. So condemning them and criticizing them or ourselves never enhances us. So put that butt-kicking machine away. I've learned how to do that, and just love who you are and have patience with yourself, have patience with growth, and most of all, have patience with other people. I notice if I don't have patience with other people, it is because I'm more hard on myself. And so I've got to see, why am I irritated here? Okay, this is that measuring stick, that measuring gauge, which I hold up to myself. Those standards, and if I hold those up to someone else, yet alone myself, I'm like way, way, way off course. So that's enough for me, and I would love to hear from Doug of what your experience is on patience.
I'm listening to you.
Oh, thank you.
No, just making me think and remember just recently working with my mentor. This past year I told him, that I've been working on trust, trusting in God, trusting in my higher power. And I told him how it was going, and we're working through what the format of the 12 steps, which he'll periodically he'll ask me, how are you doing on the first 3 steps? One is admitting that we're powerless over, fill in the blank, that my life had become unmanageable because of that issue or that thing. And then step 2 is came to believe that a power greater than myself could restore me to sanity. And then 3 is made a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understood Him. And so I said, I'm doing this thing with the trust and, trusting in God and this and that. And, and he's like, how's that going? And I said, it's a process, and having this trust. And he says, and I explained a little more, and he said, that sounds more like a step 2 issue about being restored to sanity. And he said, if God is all, God is everything, and you're not trusting that, that's a little, not crazy, and I don't want to use those types of words, but to be restored to that sanity is to always having that trust and faith and knowing, and given my life, my past life history, I have all the evidence in the world that I should always trust and believe.
Yes,
and,
yes.
But the thing is about that is, like, I want to be, at this place, and it's like he says, if you're in that place, then if you think, if I only had this, then I'd be okay, or if I only this and that, fill in those blanks. And he says that's the insanity. It's like, no, everything is right here, right now, is perfect the way it's supposed to be. You're going through what you need to go through right now to get to grow. And sometimes I want, like Bridget started off with that instant gratification, and it's like, well, I want to be there, and it's like, well, it's, like there's a little funny thing that says, how long does it take you to get 22 years of sobriety? Well, it takes 22 years, it's like you can't. Or a friend of ours, he says, that he was an overnight success. He says it took him, 7 years to be an overnight success. And it's like,
right.
It's like, it's patience, working forward and moving through, taking those steps, and being, and Bridget was talking about the patience with yourself, please, me as well, it's putting that butt-kicking machine away and thinking that I should be this or I should be that or something like that. And it's like, I like the analogy of the spiral staircase. If I'm working on something, like I said, with trusting my higher power, trusting God, and I'm working on that, and then it's like, I'll do something similar, or not, lack of trust or something like that, or something, and I'll say, oh, I did it again. It's like, well, no, actually, you are aware of this behavior now, and now you're moving forward, and you may have done something similar, but you're still aware and you're still moving forward, and you're taking that experience to move forward. And so I'm not doing it again. I'm doing something maybe a little similar, or it looks like that, but I am still moving forward because I'm learning from that experience.
Yes.
And so being able to do that, and by doing that over periods of times and years, and it becomes a little more easier, and it's a little more part of my process. And so, just being patient with yourself. It's like Bridget mentioned too, it's like other things. It's like, we're restoring an old vintage trailer, and
I love it.
And I wanted it done like 2 months ago because we're in in the middle towards the end of June, and it's like we want to get on the road with it.
It was for summer.
And it's like I wanted it now, and it's like no, there's just a process that needs to be put together. We want to put it together correctly and right.
Retro.
And safe. And yeah, it's an old
retro
it's
baby.
An old trailer.
Yeah.
And there's just things that take time, and just be patient with it. And so there again, it's like have fun with it. Have fun with I can get so caught up and serious in something that I can get really caught up in myself, and here I am. I'm not trusting in that power. I'm not being of service or doing these other things, getting out of self and being of service to others that I can that's the best where the freedom comes. But be patient with that. And be patient with yourself. And it's funny, it's like it's another one I was taught was once we get to learn to laugh at ourselves, we'll have an endless supply of comedy, which I found to be true. And so have fun with it, have fun with the experience. There are, Bridget mentioned the highs and lows. It's I work with sound waves, and you got it's
Yes.
like a sine wave. But the thing about it is, they don't have to be as high and low. We've had those, so that's a great contrast to having the, if in recovery in drugs and alcohol or addictions or spending or whatever it is, we've had those highs and lows, and it's like getting to work, to lessen those. That's like that spiral staircase, just to lessen those, so they don't have to be you don't have to go as far. Pain is a good motivator.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of the stuff I do and a lot of the inner work I do, I'm still Doug, and I'm still, I sometimes want to take the softer, easier way, we say. And it's like I want to do shortcuts and this and that, and it's like, no, just be patient, just keep a slow, steady pace, and just keep that moving forward, and celebrate your accomplishments, great or small.
Yes.
Be patient with that. And it's like if you're new in recovery, I know sometimes for me with the mind, it was like sometimes I would get so overloaded that it's like, okay, now I'm going to go brush my teeth. I would literally speak it out so I could not listen to my head so much, because I know when you're new in sobriety or recovery, that can get overwhelming. And so just having, like Bridget again mentioned, having support people and people who've been through this process, and it's like, oh yeah, I did that too, like just sharing that, it's just I got to talk myself, okay, now I'm going to go wash the dishes or whatever it is, and I would be able to move through that and then use that in the faith bank. I made it through that, so now I can get through this.
Yes.
So it's just continually growing and being patient, having fun with it. I love one of my mentor's mentor, I guess, and I think he's like 72 now or something like that, and I was just talking with him briefly and sharing stuff, and probably telling him my woes or something that I was going through or working on. And I loved what he said when he said, he just kind of paused. You know how the wisdom speaks, and he listened to me, and then he paused and said, Doug, I'm 72 years old, and everything has worked out. And it just took me back. It's like, yeah. And so just to remember those things, and to again, be patient with yourself, be patient with others. There's loads of opportunities, and there's one little joke kind of thing. It says if you don't what is it? Pray for patience, because you'll end up standing in long lines.
I like that.
So anyway, have fun with it.
And patience is practice.
Yeah,
and that's the practice, and so you get to pick up these tools and use those to participate in having patience. And that's the beauty of it. I love, there's also a mentor that we have that no matter every year when the birthday comes cycling through, he always says, no matter how much time you accumulate, he always says, in recovery, he always says, that's a great start.
Good start.
It's a good start. It's like kind of like whooshoo. Okay, that just kind of deflates your, but the beauty of it is it's all that one day at a time, no matter what. It's a practice that we're all in this together, and it doesn't matter, you know, if we're not practicing it daily, what good is it? I mean, you could have all this time in the world, and if you're not continually growing and being green, you're dying. So I would rather be awake and aware of these things, and it's that not perfection in it, but that beauty comes from knowing that we're not perfect, and it's that humanness. So embrace your humanness. You know, it's why we're here. If we're not human and don't share our humanness, people can't relate or identify with us. So that's why I love to tell on myself. I just love to, I share things like, I just like anything, I'm transparent with it. And, you know, and that's anyone who knows me on a personal human face-to-face or anything like that, you have conversation with me, you're going to hear about it in a good way, you know, and it's of the things that I've overcome, the struggles, because my past is my greatest asset. I don't live there anymore. There's no more shame or guilt, and I do have people that I'm accountable to, and I hope that you do too. My whole thing in this whole thing, if you don't have someone that you're accountable to and supportive, get a hold of us. That's what we're here for. Email us. Find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram. Obviously, those are the two sources we're using right now. But once again, our website, BridgetParvin.com, and then that book that's going to be coming out, How to Get Your Life Back. We'll have exercises. It will have loads of stuff for you to be able to practice this stuff. It's just going to be so wonderful. So that's it for this week's topic, and we love, and we're so happy that our friends joined us here. We do this weekly, every Thursday at 11 Pacific Standard Time, and so we'll be here all the time. And so now it's time to answer anything for angel readings, guidance, or any wisdom. So thank you, everybody. And this is on Facebook. Okay, so Nicole Lacoste Couture. Hello, Nicole. So I'm going to give you a reading. Welcome. Welcome to this week. And I'm going to pick up the cards from the Angel Therapy deck. Okay, so there's no question here. So I'm just going to pull 3 cards, okay? And see what the angels have to say for you this week. We've already done the prayers prior to this starting. So I just want to let everybody know. Okay, so Nicole, the first card we have is Sacral Chakra. You are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. So right here in this, you would really benefit from being outdoors in nature and not isolating, but some solitude and just some inner reflections important right now. Give yourself some nurturing, some self-care. I'm getting that they're showing me that it's kind of been dribbling out, leaking out. And when they say dribbling out, leaking out, that there kind of has not really been too much of awareness of where your container is. There's something where a lot of people have been around you that are needy, and just think they have a source, and sometimes the best way you can help them is just by sending prayers going in that direction instead of running in that direction. So that's very important in that. Second card is release, and so there's some beautiful doves in that. And work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you or your purpose. And that's what I'm kind of getting. I'm getting that you would benefit greatly from being outside in prayer and meditation. Also praying for these people that draw your attention, take your time, and they're showing oxygen mask on self first, then you will be able to help. After you restore yourself, you'll be able to help and be there for other people. But just kind of start They're showing tying up those loose ends with saying, I hear what you're saying. Thank you for sharing that with me, and I will hold you in prayers. And right there, it kind of stops right there, and that is the beauty of it. So here for the next card is ear chakras. Once again, it's outdoors. This angel is fully cocooned. I'm seeing that cocooned in that self-love, giving yourself that self-love first. And notice messages that appear as sounds, music, and words with both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. So every single one of these cards had nature in it. And you will be restored and benefited by going out in nature. Your soul will be fed. Your cup will be full. Your vessel will be full. So this is what, at this point in time, you will still be able to respond to the needs of others around you, yet this will be more in a whole way. And so really beautiful. So thank you, Nicole, for joining us. Sending you lots of love from Auburn. Okay, so I'm going to write Nicole had a reading. Nicole Couture.
Yeah, it looks like over here on Instagram, we have Anna Silva Lunch. So it says, hello, any guidance from my guides? Thanks, love and light.
Thank you, Anna. Love and light to you. And Doug's turn.
And I'm going to be drawn to the Archangel Gabriel cards. And I like what like Bridget was talking about, the transparency and patience. And having that transparency, it really helps with someone, somebody that you can share those things with.
It does.
It really helps with patience, because then you're getting that other perception, other view, and it really kind of, it's like grace.
It is. May I share something real
Absolutely.
quick? With my mentor, that I've had mentors in the past, and I've never been without one. But one of my early mentors would say, before you call me, write about it first, journal about it, and then call me, and then read me what you wrote. And so I got to see what was my rhythms of how my thought process of what it was, and what was emotional, what were my emotions, what was real, what was, all this, what I was blowing out of proportion, what was drama. And it started reining me in, going, oh wow, this is not a mountain, this is a molehill. So, but the thing is, because of the way I had led my life, and I take full responsibility for it, not blaming anybody from my past, but the way I lived my life, it's just everything was, the sky was falling. And I did not know how to break that or how to change that until I started seeing what I was like, holy moly, I don't live that way anymore. Thank you, God.
Okay, so Anna, the first card I got for you is time management. And it says, place your priorities at the top of your to-do list, and don't allow distractions deter your focus. So here again, bringing that, here we are with that patience, and like I said, that instant gratification and everything. It's like, pick the things, your priorities, maybe your top 5, and then write them down, and that's, like your goals or that kind of thing. And give focus to those that in the direction that you want to move in, and be patient with the progress that you make, even if it's having a thought of keeping that in the forefront, having the thought that maybe I didn't get to something today, but I thought about it, and will continue to grow. And so just keeping that in the forefront. And here again, it has two people talking and sharing with one another, having somebody to bounce that stuff off with. And here again, saying, maybe I didn't get to that, or but be patient with yourself. And it's like, okay, maybe not, but it's still on my list, and I will, make that the priority. Prayer and meditation are, top priorities for me. Mm-hmm. And, taking that time, and sometimes it's like, even, I'm too busy I need to pray more, or I'm too busy, I need to meditate more. It's like, well, that logically to me doesn't make sense. And it's like, well, no, that gives you more time. So time management. And also the second card here we're getting is sensitivity. And it says, your sensitive feelings are your muse and inspirations for your creativity. So here again, with that patience and everything, and having that sensitivity and being able to, work with another. And here again, you'll see, you see the two together, two angels of Gabriel, and
Very nice.
and so, having that sensitivity, and that's a blessing, and I know in recovery people had always said, oh, you're too sensitive. And we tend to close those sensitivities down because we want to fit into this society or this world. And it's like once we become sober or clean or, remove other addictions or anything, it kind of feels like your nerves are at the end. It's like, well, that's your sensitivity. That's a good thing. That's a God-given, God-given thing, and it's good. But being able to take care and how to, pray and meditate, keeping in prayer and meditation, to be able to, have the patience with others, and again with yourself, but letting those sensitivities. And the beautiful thing about it is those sensitivities. And here again, it says here, are your muse and inspiration for your creativity. Now you have these sensitivities. Now it's like, put them on a canvas, put them in a book, put them in clay, put them in, use that for something in sound. I do a lot of stuff in sound, sound healing and sound work.
It's beautiful.
And so it's like, find those things and then just use those as a good expression. It's like, I know, like, some people that have had, things with anger or something. It's like, grab a drum, play a rhythm, get a hammer and build something. So it's like using those sensitivities and putting them into a positive outlet. And then the third card here we got is divine guidance. And it says, the ideas you are receiving are heaven sent, answers to your prayers. It says, the ideas you are receiving are heaven sent, answers to your prayers. So here again, time management, you're praying, you're in prayer and meditation, and here it is, your divine guidance, and you're getting those messages. And these they all, I mean, it's a time management, sensitivity, and divine guidance. By opening up to those sensitivities and working with them and shield, learning the shielding and, like with a purple light with Archangel Michael, or I like working with Archangel Jophiel, and you can use a pink light, and then the love and comes through, in and out. But you don't necessarily have to pick up or take on other people's things. And cutting cords and that kind of thing, but taking that time to pause, having that patience, coming back into yourself, taking care, time management, again, having that meditation, whether it's salt baths or just having that quiet time out in nature. Bridget mentioned, and being out in nature, but really making those a priority, making those a priority. So
nice.
Thank
so
you,
that was
Anna.
for Anna. Okay.
Anna Silva Lunch.
Okay, so
And
now
lunch.
so now we're going to move over to Facebook, and I see it looks like George Bannock from Madeira, Portugal, and he would like some guidance. So I would like to give you some guidance, and so there's not a question here, George. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull from, where am I guided? Angel messages from Doreen Virtue over here. So I'll just see in general what messages are coming through for you. Thank you for joining us. Oh, 2 came up on that one, so we're going with that. So what happens in this right here, it's beautiful, is enchantment comes up. So right now you're in this phase in your life where it's like just all of this beauty's coming through, and so everything that you touch will turn to gold is what's coming through. Just coming from the place of love and service into love and serve is they're just showing me it's the Midas touch. It's just having that golden heart, having that open heart. You will have ways and means come about that are phenomenal, and you cannot even they won't add up, because they will be miracles. And so that's how God will be outlandish in your life, and it will be really God showing off. So give all glory where it goes, and that's to God and your angels. So in this also, it's very important that you always bring things into prayer and meditation and have that contemplation for the next step. So instead of you analyzing or trying to figure it out, all of your golden nuggets of the direction that will come will be when you tap in, tune in, and seek your guidance through prayer and meditation. God and your angels are wanting you to know also that you will never be led astray when you tap in and tune in and do that, okay? So here once again, those blessings are coming to you. Here's the key with it, George, is to keep it. You've got to give it away. So let it flow. Let it not throw you off course. Don't turn that faucet off. Whatever you get and receive, let it run through you and bless other people with it. As you're blessed, you have to bless other people, okay? Even so, don't hang on to it. And don't worry about, okay, I got my eggs in the basket. I've got a dozen here. And okay, now I have 11. Now I'm down to 10. I only have 10 eggs left. No. Give those eggs away, and you will be getting
2 dozen.
2 dozen. You know, they're just showing me not necessarily that it would be eggs. They're calling them golden eggs, okay? And this is the beauty in it of your nest. Don't look at it as it's your nest as in hoarding. Look at it as you get blessed, you're blessing others. And that is how everything you touch will turn to gold, having that Midas touch, and it is all a God-given gift, okay? So happy you're here with us, George, and thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing about your adventures, because they're pretty awesome right there. Okay, so that was George Bannock. So you want to go to Instagram?
Yeah, so we're at Instagram. We have... It looks like, let's see if I can read this. I love, it's from Hofler Mariette.
Yes.
I would love an angel reading.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's see where we are drawn to. I'm going to actually go with the angel therapy.
Okay.
So here we go. Yes, thank you over on Instagram. Thank you for joining us as well.
Yes. And the screens move so fast. If we're looking and reading, it's just to make sure, and I write things down so we know what as it's flowing.
Oh,
Catch
there's a
them.
jumper.
There's a jumper. Grab that one. Winner, winner.
How funny. Ask for an angel reading, and well, let me pick the others. Oh, there you go. Okay, so the first card is fairies. I love that. It says you have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. And here again, having that that indigo. Actually, indigo is the next card. So having that indigo energy, getting out there in the nature and having that free spirit, and really, it's a beautiful card.
It is really gorgeous.
So, but just having that, having that fairiness, that indigo kind of energy, but also taking and pausing and taking time to be out in nature to recharge your batteries, and there's a lot of work to be done but don't, put yourself out there so much that you deplete yourself. You want to be taking care of yourself. Here again, the topic today is patience. Taking care of yourself so you can be more of service, so you can, your voice can be heard. Second card here is indigo. And it says, the person you're inquiring about is an indigo, meaning highly sensitive, natural-born leader. And here again, with that fairy energy and that kind of indigo energy, it's really important to take care of that time. It's like you have that built-in detector, the BS detector.
I love indigos.
And it's like, this is another great picture here too. It's got the little boy with the Pegasus in the wagon, and so again, in that fairy nature realm, getting out there and speaking your truth. And the thing is, it's like bringing those issues, like, and again with nature, bringing those issues to view, into the light, and then sharing those things and having that passion to go, to do those things. But also having that, being grounded and again coming back and taking care of yourself, to have that rootedness that you can be taken, serious. People take you seriously. Mm-hmm. And I love this too. And the next one, the last card here is the third eye chakra. Very intuitive. Indigos are very intuitive, and keeping it safe for you to see the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. So here again, you have that intuitive ability and have that being able to use that third eye chakra and seeing, as again, you have that BS detector. You see the truth in things. It's like, the words can be going like this, but it's like you can see, you can see the aura, like it says here, you can see the auras, you can feel it, you can know it, you can sense it. And to just trust that. But here again, I'm getting really big for you is to self-care. Take care of yourself, and to get out in nature. Be out in the fairies, have that joy, and bring the joy into things, and just get out and play. There's a lot of things that need to be brought into the light, but bring, that are serious, but also bring that joy to the self, so it doesn't, that you don't, because you can get that, you have that sensitivity as well. So not to, take care of that, so you don't absorb it so much, and again, self-care is coming up really big.
Good. Okay. Thank you. And so I'm going to go with Mana J. Okay, Mana J, thank you for joining us. Hi.
She's over on Instagram.
Over on Instagram, and I'm going to use the Flower Therapy cards by Doreen Virtue and Robert Reeves. Absolutely love them. Oh. And so, like beautiful flowers like Mana J. And okay, so Mana J, we have first, it's smile in the sunflower. Simply smile and notice the profound and healing difference it makes. Okay, so here it is. Oh, I miss you too. So I just want you to know that you are just like a sunflower. You are that ray of sunshine. Okay, here's the deal. The angels are saying kind of sometimes as a protection, what happens is we'll kind of close off with that, but you are blossomed and bloomed, and you are meant to be that beautiful sunflower. Sunflowers bring so much sunshine and light. They don't even have to do anything. They just have to be there in that presence and standing in their greatness and that tall. It's kind of like it towers over, and you just see a sunflower and you smile. It's just sunshine. It's like liquid sunshine. And so that's who and what your natural essence is. And so no matter what you do, you don't have to do much. You just have to be. And so for the second card, it comes through as Stand by Your Commitment, the pink lily. Once again, pink lilies have that beautiful fragrance. They just, so instead of like watching and seeing what other people are doing and going, oh, I wish I could do that, but I'm all tied up with these commitments, you don't have to do those other things the other people are doing. You just simply have to be, and your presence is joy-filled, from your smile to your beauty to that fragrance that you leave. And you're strong enough to keep the promise that you've made. Don't back out now. Your angels believe in you. So there's something here that you're being asked to muster up some courage inside of you. And I'm getting it. Your voice needs to be heard. There's something with awareness. There's something with, the angels are saying to you, it may look like when other people do it, it might be like a soapbox. But they want you to get on a box and take a stand for something that you believe in. Your voice needs to be heard. Okay, there's something inside of you that you feel, it's something with justice and injustice. So it's with both of them, and you are to balance the scales. Speaking about indigo, such as what Doug had in the previous reading for Anna, you are an indigo. So there's something inside of you that your voice needs to be heard, so there's some healing in this. So the third card is Unity Day. Unity, it's the hibiscus. So your day has come. Unity in the hibiscus. It's your day has arrived. You're spiritually connected to everyone through God. Use this sacred bond to heal your family, friends, and yourself. So no hiding. Okay, your angels are saying no hiding. What is that? Oh, snap, I'm going to do it. You could do it. You go, girl. You know exactly what it is. And you have people who believe in you, who will stand by you, and your voice needs to be heard in this. I'm getting some of the first steps are for you to blog. Because sometimes with time and distance of you getting out and about, so your voice could even be heard from behind your computer. So get your blog going, and you have, actually your blog will be reaching more people, filtering through a system more than face-to-face, more than on the physical thing. So get going, and sending you lots of love. Can't wait to see you soon. Miss you. Bye, Monage. So now we'll go to Facebook.
So over to Facebook, we have Edith Judah Schmidt. It says, please give me a 3-card reading.
Hi, Edith.
Hello, Edith. And did you just use the?
I did. Flower Therapy.
Flower Therapy.
By Doreen Virtue and Robert Reeves.
Yes. I was drawn to the same cards. These are joyful. And the bright colors.
Yes. So we have about 10 more minutes, so
Okay.
just to keep on time, on track. It goes by so fast. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as we do. We absolutely love it.
Okay. So, Edith, for you we got a sign from heaven. And it says, your loved ones in spirit are waving hello and giving you reassurance that you'll be all right. So, yeah, just having that knowing that, oh yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah.
so true. Happens to me all the time since my husband's passing.
So your husband,
Sending
so I was getting
love.
male energy. Yeah, sending you love from heaven.
Yes, sorry to hear that.
And just, being consoled with that, and knowing that there's more, that spirit, that love that never goes away. And just, embracing that and growing and keeping that connection going. And it's also, and the second card here is open your third eye. So with that, through that process, it's opening your third eye even more. And it says it's safe to open your center of clairvoyance. By doing so, you'll see the truth. And so here, again, through this with your husband's passing and whatnot, it's like opened things even more. And here you see it looks like the echinacea. Yeah, it's the echinacea, and it's just full bloom, full blossom. And the thing about the echinacea is it's so great and healing, taking that in, and by doing this and going through this, you again get to help others through the process, and you're getting help from others who have been through the process. And that's the thing we get to do, is to go through processes, help others through processes. And so it's that giving and receiving, and it's being having that abundance in that way, and knowing that you're fully taken care of and you're fully surrounded and loved. And then the last one here is release all anger, the snapdragon. And it says, don't give power to negative words by saying them. Speak from your higher self and make your communications peaceful and loving. And having that, and here we are talking about patience, and patience is also having that pause button. And it's like being able to have it's like something comes up, and instead of, snapdragon, I love the snapdragon because it's a perfect one for this. And to be able to take a breath, pause, and have patience with others. And, a lot of times it's like when you get into, you bring that it says release all anger. And sometimes anger can be turned into an asset, because if you get angry at something, if you can pause for just a couple seconds and look, and in the past 3 to 5 seconds that just happened, something just happened, and to get to anger, you have had to have jumped through a fear. So in that past 3 to 5 seconds, if you can isolate and find what that fear was, then your anger becomes this asset, and it actually kind of dissipates because it just doesn't want to be an asset. But it becomes that asset, and then you can find out, what just scared me. Is fear of losing something that I think is mine. Fear of not getting my way. Any of these kind of things. So releasing that anger in those situations, and being there in person. But it is part of the process. So again, being gentle with yourself in the process. So Judith, I hope that helps, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Edith.
And get out in nature and
Yes.
and that joy.
Thank you so much, Edith. So thanks for being and sending you lots of love. And so now we will go with, are we on Instagram? This is Lizaloo, Lizarloo. What do the angels want me to know about building muscle and my health? Okay, so we will go, we're going to go with changes with the butterfly deck is what's coming through. So thank you, Lizarloo. I always love Instagram names are kind of like nicknames.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those, if we pronounce it how it sounds, it may not be what it is. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Okay. So here's the thing of what's coming through is doing the best that you can. The sobriety card is coming through. So it's a sober mind, peace of mind, and that sober comes from not worrying. Also, sobriety comes in many forms. It's not just the drinking. It is, oh good, I'm glad that was the perfect pronunciation. Thank you. Thank you. So in this, it also comes from in the forms of foods, believe it or not, because oftentimes the foods that we crave, especially if they're bagels and other things that are of breads and all these other things, our body processes it into sugars, which is the same types of things as alcohol. So we may not be getting drunk from it, but our bodies may metabolize it the same way. So I'm getting sensitivities also to the foods that are being ingested. And that will be how to help relieve some of the fatigue out of the muscles, okay? So it's very important of hydrating, detoxing, and with teas and just keeping yourself vibrant. And they're also showing me some apple cider vinegar would be very, they're showing me inflammation. Reduce the inflammation in the body, and you will be, that's exactly how to build your muscles back up again. In some slow, steady exercising, but not pushing it. Harm reduction. So go to that edge, but don't cross it where you're overdoing it to where you would exhaust your muscles even more so, because of that recovery process. of the 2 to 3 days of tearing down those muscles. It's just showing me of go in the more gentle nature walks, gentle yoga, restorative yoga, and just moving and movement in a joining way. Joining comes in. They're showing me some meetup groups of some hiking, but not hiking that's excruciating, of more nature walks and of that reducing stress. They're showing, and that will help build the muscles up very greatly. So this comes in with the third one is finances. So look in ways where it's not going to cost you too much and get stressed. One of the things is when you take care of yourself in doing these activities, God is your source. All of your needs are met. The number one thing is look and take any money that you would put into health care and look into well-being and restoring, and go to the health food store and look in the different ways that you can be empowered by taking care of your health versus going like a wind kite, they're showing me, and blowing with the flow. So empower yourself with your own well-being. I'm also seeing, they're showing me the book by Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, would be very beneficial for you. And I'm really grateful that you're here, and look and see in the ways that you can get your strength back by standing in your power. Okay, so thank you for joining us, Lizard Lou. So thank you. Thank you very much. I love your name. Okay, so that was, we're at 3 more minutes. So you want to, who do you see? Okay, so we're here. Let me see. I want to say hi to Kismet also. And then would you want to, is Melissa Hovey there?
Yes.
Okay.
Melissa Hovey says hi. Hi from Texas. May I have a card? How about we'll give 3? How about 3 cards?
Okay. And you got 3 minutes there,
3
love.
minutes. So that's abundance.
That is abundance.
We're going to use the new abundance card from Dorian and Grant Virtue.
Yay!
And I believe we got these, and they'll be out in July, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Right around the corner.
Okay. So here we go. Okay, Melissa. So right here it says, sever vows of poverty. Dear one, there's no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you may have had, unconsciously or consciously, in any lifetime. As you do so, all the effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions of time. So here, and sometimes a lot of people in past lives or whatnot have been nuns or monks or anything and have taken vows of poverty. It's like take time and ask Archangel Michael to sever those vows of poverty, and then allow the abundance to flow in. And you can do this daily. You can ask him, through all time of all time, and just to clear that space. And then so the second card here is partnership, and we're on Instagram. We're running out of time here. So partnership. Allow helpful, supportive partnership into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. So here again, by cutting these, severing these vows of poverty, you allow that, you create that space, and then this partnership comes in, and allowing, finding that time and that prayer and meditation and listening to what's coming through. And then to receive that help and take those action steps. It's like you meditate, but then you have to take the action steps behind it to move forward. And in doing so, you'll find successful funding. It says your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into a reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to you. So interesting, this one says partnerships. So take those steps and those action steps to move forward in that direction. You've been given these in that prayer and meditation. You're getting these ideas and these, that creativity, and use your creativity to move those things forward. So I'm really excited to see what you have to bring to the world.
Yes.
Hope that helps, Melissa.
Hope that helps.
And it looks like
that's it. So it is time. You guys have a beautiful week. Happy solstice. And we look forward to connecting with you next week. Same place, same time. Also find us on How to Get Your Life Back on Instagram, Bridget Parvin, and
Instagram, Bridget Serenity Studio.
Yes,
on Instagram.
Or
also.
Doug Parvin with his sound healing, and look under
12
his
Sound Solutions.
12 Sound Solutions. There's tons of YouTubes with beautiful meditations,
Over
and
on
they're
YouTube,
free.
Yeah, there's a lot of free stuff
Yeah.
on 12 Sound Solutions over on YouTube.
There is. Will you put links on there?
I will. I'll put
Okay.
a link on there.
I'll put
There's
links on there.
meditations with crystal bowls and
Yes,
all kinds of stuff.
we'll do that, and thank you so much. We appreciate you and sending you lots of love. Thank you for your love, encouragement, and support. Sending you love from Auburn, California. Namaste.
Namaste.
The light in me honors the light in you. Bye-bye.
Oops. Getting tangled
Bye,
up.
Kismet.